Welcome back. This is part 3 of the Choose Adventure Mindset series where I walk you through my 5-step framework for navigating change. And today we're going to talk about a big roadblock for many of us, myself included. It's the 4-letter word. It starts with F. It's fear. And there is a lot of it right now in our world, in our feeds, in our news, in our communities. Man, it is like so pervasive. And fear appears when something matters to us, and it shows up like anxiety. What would it look like if we turned down the noise on fear and fear wasn't calling the shots? Some of life's best chapters happen when we move through fear and step outside our comfort zones. So back to travel, because I love a good travel metaphor. Think back to a recent trip you took. Did you feel more free? Not a lot of fear, not a lot of anxiety. I mean, maybe in the travel planning, but were you open to trying new things? When we travel, we give ourselves more freedom to explore. We take detours. We may even get a little lost because often those moments are the best parts of the trip. We talked about that at the top of the series. Choosing adventure means staying curious and taking that next step, even when it's scary and the path forward is unclear. It's not always easy to stay curious, but I want to give you one example. When I was starting out in my career, I had this ambitious fire in my belly. I was starting out in the internet.com boom. Everything was crazy and fun. And I was ready to take on the world, but I also was filled with a lot of imposter syndrome. And I was really afraid of picking the wrong path. Like I felt like my next move or my next job was really going to be like chart my whole course for my future. And I listened to a lot of well-intentioned advice and people I trusted who had experience and wisdom. And I sometimes, and a lot of times, let their opinions drown out my own quiet nudges. And looking back, it created a lot of unnecessary anxiety for me. Fear is always going to be there, but if I could go back and tell my younger self to trust my quiet nudges a little bit more, I definitely would reframe that fear as curiosity. All right, let's do a quick review. We talked about how the first step in the Choose Adventure mindset is to get quiet and listen for that nudge. And then we got clear on our core values to make sure our choices are aligned with what matters most. And now we're going to reframe that fear as curiosity and choose adventure. And what that does is it invites us to ask questions instead of demanding the answers. So questions like, what feels interesting right now? What do I want to learn more about? Who do I want in my life? Being curious helps you stay engaged and moving forward. And when the fear shows up, you know you don't have to solve it. You just have to stay present, stay with it, and stay curious. All right, this is my favorite part of the podcast where we're going to grab our journals and we're going to go through today's journal prompt. And last episode, if you have missed it last time, we went through our top core 5 values. So we identified what are the 5 things that are most important to us right now in this season of life. And we're going to review those quickly. And I have 2 questions for you in this journal prompts. And the first one is, what am I afraid of right now? So is there a big decision coming up, a change you want to make? Something that you want to tackle that's on your mind? I want you to write that down. And what are your roadblocks? What is making you afraid of making that change or decision right now? And the second question I want you to ask is, what would it look like if you reframed that fear as curiosity and started asking questions about what might be possible? In that question, you're going to answer, what am I afraid of right now? What's a big decision that I want to make? And then in the second part of that is if you were to reframe that fear of what you're afraid of and look for ways for you could stay curious about that and what could be a next step you could take. That would be a great place to start. And you can pause this video if you need a little bit more time. My point in all this is we all feel fear. And this is not just about feeling it. It's about moving through it. And I know this works because I am here choosing adventure right here. And I did it with this book and this video I'm sharing, this framework with you. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm continuing to take that next step myself and to share what I've learned. And I hope that will encourage you to take that next step. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about trust and momentum. And this is where you'll start to see the shifts in your own life. It's about showing up, being consistent, and taking those next small steps forward. If this episode has helped you get clearer on what matters, I hope you will share it with a friend who's navigating a lot right now, and we'll see you in the next episode.